Thank you for inviting us to take part in this exciting retail design pitch. Outdoor living, sailing and environmental activism are close to our heart. And to be able to combine these huge passions of ours with our professional practice of retail design is indeed a privilege, something worth fighting for and staying up all night. My name is Antonio Pisano, and here with me is my colleague Valentina Elmiger. We are both trained as architects. Beyond that, Valentina is a retail design, branding and graphic design specialist, a yoga instructor, a DJ and a mum. Whilst I am a strategy design specialist, a sailor, outdoor sports enthusiast, a writer, illustrator, an environmentalist and a dad. Together, our respective companies, Marcel and VANDA, jointly arranged under the umbrella of Circle Design Collective, are delighted to present our design concept for the SAILS retail concept. I am the co-founder of Marcel Studio, a British design firm founded in London in 2011, active in London, Paris and Milan ever since, with extensive experience throughout the EU in written and commercial fit-out, strategic design, architecture and urban regeneration. Valentina is the co-founder of VANDA Designer, an Italian-Spanish design firm founded also in 2011 in Milan and Madrid, with extensive specialist experience in retail design, branding, graphic design and event design. Our proposal stems over 40 years collectively of experience in retail design, during which we delivered high-quality design and construction management for world-class clients. To provide a short sample of our portfolio, we gathered just 4 projects here, which I will simply flicker through in order to concentrate the available time on the proposal for SAILS. Obviously, should you wish to hear more about any of these projects, please feel free to ask. Save the Duck, Via Dante. The first project is Save the Duck flagship store in Via Dante in Milan. This project marks the 3rd year of successful collaboration with Save the Duck, for whom we created a global retail concept. We curated the design book and manual, designed stores in Milan, Venice, Florence, Barcelona, Hong Kong, and pop-up in Paris, Berlin, trade shows booths for Pitti in Florence and Premium in Berlin, alongside countless applications of our design book from New York City to St. Moritz. The work with Save the Duck brought together a powerful storytelling metaphor, fresh and ironic atmosphere, with a relentless research on sustainable and recycled materials. Save the Duck, Via Solferino. The second project is again a Save the Duck store in Milan. This one was the first concept store in Via Solferino, and it was built in just 2 months after we won the design competition, before the retail concept was standardized for industrial production. Mercedes ME store. The third project is Mercedes ME store in Milan in Galleria Vittorio Emanuele, which is the only national example of a concept born in Germany. Black glass, wood and highly technological elements create an elegant and valuable store. Nike AW Lab Milan. The fourth project is Nike AW Lab Women. The concept for the new Nike Women Corner in AW Lab flagship store in Milan started with a simple request. Could you create a space to attract young girls? The inspiration came from something that all young girls have in common: the wardrobe, full of colorful clothes but also objects and many dreams to be realized. To create an environment that would invite girls to come in, instead of turning away, we needed more light and color. We had panels that obscure the windows removed and inserted the new displays. 4 colored lacquered wooden cupboards with perforated metal sheet bases, mounted on wheels, in which to enclose everything girls like. In addition to the product, we have included other objects to help us create the narrative. The Nike Goddess statue, designed by us and custom-made, books, plants, sportswear-inspired props. Cisalfa store, Rome. Cisalfa store in Rome involved the whole redefinition of the women's area. The shop is housed in a splendid early 20th century location in the heart of Eur, a place rich in history that provided many suggestions for the choice of materials and finishes. The women's area needed a characterization that would make it more recognizable. The project by Cisalfa in fact called it Feminize. The requirement was for the product to be displayed in a way that enhanced the shopping experience. We completely inverted the display space, from the sides to the center, creating a dynamic path to take consumers on a journey to the entire shop, creating new points of view. To make the space more comfortable and appealing, we chose colors such as pink and contrasting materials such as wood and pink terrazzo, together with plants and hanging lights to identify all the display islands. We feel that we have the right experience to work with North SAILS, and we would love to be able to show you what we can do. Focusing now on the design task. On the one hand, it is clear from the briefing that North SAILS is investing heavily towards regenerating its business model, image and voice to become the Patagonia of ocean outdoor apparel. This is clear from the Ocean Positive Policy, the B Corp certification, the Fashion Pact and the UN Sustainable Development Goals. On the other hand, although not explicitly stated, we feel that North SAILS is facing the issue of incrementally repositioning a pre-climate change brand in a post-climate change world. And we know that this is difficult. Empathy towards minorities, whether these are racial, gender or animal kingdom minorities, is harder to install in brands that have shaped their DNA before millennials were born. Having worked with clients such as Nike or Save the Duck, we have seen firsthand how difficult, but also how easy, it can be to surf the wave of cultural movements for corporate communication. And we learned that somehow age matters, both for brands and for customers. Our first objective is therefore to create an experiential marketing language, able to implicitly reposition the brand beyond the dualism man-nature towards the integral unity of man and nature. We don't simply sail the ocean, we are ocean, as much as we are earth, energy and universe. Exploration in nature ultimately equals exploring ourselves, where we come from and where we are going. It's worth expressing the unity between mankind and nature because our current culture, our core metaphors and our economic model are in fact at odds with nature. The dualism is real. Given the core conflict between GDP and natural capital, repositioning a brand in the post-climate change era is not an easy job. Nevertheless, this is what we need to do. And judging from what North SAILS are doing, we think that you are on the right side of the future, and that you are paving the way for a conscious cultural evolution of the apparel industry, which itself contributes to a conscious cultural evolution of human paradigms. In order for such cultural evolution to emerge, the emotional language of marketing is not enough. Brands speak and must speak to the emotional side of customers' brain, but in this day and age they also need to engage their rational side, which is a less standard practice. Conferences, debates, documentaries, talks are all fundamentally different communication protocols from advertisement. They are slower, they need more time, and they need space. Yet, practice can build a deep and strong bond of mutual understanding and trust with customers, weaving a line of shared values beyond economic transactions. Therefore, our objective is to create for North SAILS a flexible space able to host a variety of events, formats, product collections, online conferences. We want to design for you a store which doubles up as a video recording studio, a TEDx talk conference hall, and a public venue for events and parties. We based our design concept proposal on a core metaphor. North SAILS is an ocean of innovation inspired by nature, rich with islands of native genius. To sail through the North SAILS ocean of innovation, the sailor must plan her passage carefully and then follow confidently her lines on the map. And moving on from our core metaphor to space, the design tool we chose is also the most ancient and the most powerful. In architectural design as much as in sailing passage planning alike. The line. A thin line at the edge of chaos. Before time, it was nothing. Energy gave meaning to matter, and in a deep, long fog of mutual understanding, halves of everything emerged. Connection, rejection, love, hate, us, other. Nobody saw the particles swirling in flows of increasing complexity until one day, in a pool of warm water, along a thin line at the edge of chaos, life began. and she evolved to be you and me in a dance 4 billion years long. This thin line at the edge of chaos is where we live, where we dream, where we act, where we win. This thin line at the edge of chaos separates us from ecological disaster, social collapse, existential explosion. This thin line at the edge of chaos we walk, balancing precariously, believing passionately, befriending possibilities. This thin line at the edge of chaos is where our new journey begins. A line marks our way forward. We are in Saint-Tropez, we just parked our car or moored our sailboat, or we're just walking along the harbour walk, and our gaze is caught by the thin line of the horizon, at the end of the world, between ocean and sky. This is the same line that we crossed yesterday, diving in the deep blue body of the ocean, becoming one with nature. It is the same line that we will seek tomorrow, along the next leg of our journey. Yet today, we notice that this thin line is leading us somewhere, an old harbour warehouse, full of energy and presence, buzzing with ideas and innovation, inspired by nature for nature. As we get close to this space, we notice first emotionally a gigantic logo, like a lighthouse sort of shape, but then smaller and more detailed, more interestingly. We need to engage with our rational side to read the letters written along the door frame. As we enter this inspiring space, our senses are embraced by a three-dimensional dance of twirling lines. Lines on the floor, defining the various flexible hues of this space. As we enter, our attention is caught by the two focus boxes on our right-hand side, slightly separated by a niche where classic products can be displayed. A till, which over time will become perhaps obsolete through smart payment and on-the-Mac back-of-house logistics, is placed for the time being near a first rack of flexible merchandise, where items can be rearranged depending on the season, commercial campaigns, and other projects. Above our head, the space is cocooned underneath a timber-ribbed structure, reminiscent of ancient boat-making skills. The structure that supports the mezzanine is in exposed natural timber and symbolizes the connection with the brand heritage. In line with our design strategy, the connection with brand heritage is consciously simplified to its essence. The timber structure is simplified and exposed in its structural clarity, avoiding a nostalgic celebration of past glory. To our left, an induction area comprising of a floating table introduces iconic physical marketing props alongside folded lifestyle garments. Behind the floating table, the first and most spatially generous area of the store hosts the lifestyle collection, which represents around 70% of the overall SKUs. The lifestyle collection is visible from the public street through the shop window that doubles up as a focus point both from inside and outside the store. Walking deeper inside the space, an LED wall marks the transition between Lifestyle Bay and the Capsula Peninsula, mainly dedicated to Le Voies de Saint-Tropez capsule. Another LED wall marks the special transition from the capsule area to the special performance collection. The higher market bracket of these products is celebrated by two dedicated focus boxes. The imagery coastline of North Sails Island opens up in a wider platform constituted the theatre beach, which is equipped with audio-visual features, ready to host events, talks, debates and workshops. The floating table of the performance bay area is connected to a ceiling-mounted rail and can be relocated to maximize capacity for audience. Symmetrically placed to the theatre beach is the collaboration gulf, a flexible space that can host shops-in-shop, booths, partnerships programs, merchandise and other communication material, demonstrating North Sails' commitment towards ocean conservation and responsible sailing education. We climb up the stairs to reach the above-deck space, where we enter the island of North Sails communities. The mezzanine floor is set back from the external wall in order to create an exciting double-height space, from which customers will be able to better appreciate the Sail Art Collection. The Sail Art Collection represents a novel way to reuse and upcycle retired sails, beyond the functional application of the fabric. With the Sail Art Programme, North Sails becomes a patron of local arts and provides medium and funds to support illustrators and other visual artists to address the topic of ocean conservation, using the sails as canvas. Sail Art will rotate, program and moving the artwork from shop to shop, creating an opportunity for community interaction, debates, talks and valuable brand value communication. The entirety of the mezzanine level is defined by a custom, organic-shaped floating table, top-hung. The table creates an unexpected handrail feature, whilst defining the three main areas: the customization space, the lounge area and a bar, facing a chill-out space. The mezzanine is configured to maximize capacity for audience, providing high-level standing position to enjoy events downstairs in the theatre. All materials used in the store are circular economy certified. Among these, we highlight Ecor, a natural fibre board that can be made with cellulose, coffee, wood fibres and other, resulting from the high temperature pressure forming of a mix of water and fibre into a solid board. This is our 100% sustainable alternative to MDF and laminates. Rice House. All surfaces are finished with Rice House products. A great variety of building products such as plaster, finishing coats and paints based on water and the byproduct of rice production. Rice House products are not only perfectly sustainable but also beautiful in texture and colour. All synthetic fibres used in partitions and graphics come from ocean waste plastic. Through the Ocean Works marketplace for recycled and upcycled ocean waste products. We hope you enjoy our work. It will be truly an honour and a pleasure to contribute to a better tomorrow through our design work for you at North Sails.